Hi gang, I'm Hal Weeks for Stalking the Wild Auto Harp. This is a series that is aimed to auto harpists, but if you play something else, this could be for you. This is just a little music theory tip, and I'm going to try to make it as short and concise as possible, but I'm going to tell you and then I'm going to show you on my piano what I'm talking about. How often do you wish you knew how to build a chord? A major chord, a minor chord, maybe a seventh chord. And if you're an auto harpist, that's all you need to know because that's all you've got on your instrument. But if you're thinking, I wish I knew what was in an A chord, so I knew, or I knew where to find a C sharp note on my instrument in the chords that I could use that have that C sharp. How do you find that? Well, if you knew how to build one chord, any chord, a major chord, then you can make a minor, and then you can know how to build all of your majors and all of your minors. And then if you know how to add one note to that major chord, you can make your sevenths, your dominant seventh chords. And then you will know all of the chords on your auto harp. You don't have to memorize all the notes in all the chords. So this is a lot easier. It's just a formula. So here's how it works. A major chord, you start on the note that you're trying to figure out. Like let's say you're trying to figure out an A chord. So you start on A. And then you are going to count, you're going to skip over 3 notes. So the next one up from A is A sharp. Skip over that one. The next one up from that is B. Skip over that one. The next note up from that is C. Skip over that one. And you come to A sharp. Notice I didn't include the A. I didn't include the C sharp in my counting. I skipped over 3, A sharp, B, and C, and I got to C sharp. Okay, now we're going to skip 2. So from the C sharp, we skip D, we skip D sharp, we come to E. Now we're left with A, C sharp, E. That's the notes that are in an A major chord. Let's try a different chord. Let's try an E chord, E major. So we start on E, we skip 3. We skip F, F sharp, and G. We come to G sharp. Now we've got our second note, E and G sharp. Now we're going to skip 2. So we skip over A, we skip over A sharp, we come to B. So now we've got E, G sharp, B, and that's our E chord. So that's the formula for a major chord is skip 3 and then skip 2. For a minor chord, it's reversed. So you skip 2 and then you skip 3. However, another easy way to do it is just make your major chord and then take the middle note and move it down 1 note. So going back to A, we had A, C sharp, E. We take the C sharp because that's the middle note and we move it down to C natural. Now we've got A, C, E. That's an A minor chord. So you can figure it out either way. You can figure out, you can skip for a minor, you can skip 2 and then skip 3, which is reversed of major, because a major is skip 3, skip 2. Or you can take your major and you can move the middle note down 1/2 step. That's how you make a minor. Now, to make a seventh, you take a major chord and then you just skip 2 from the top note and add 1 more note. Let's try it. Let's make a C7. So we're going to start on C because that's the name of the chord. C, we skip 3, we skip C sharp, D, D sharp, we come to E. Now we've got C, E. Now we're going to skip 2. We're going to skip F and F sharp. We come to G. Now we've got C, E, G. That's our major chord. Now we're going to skip 2, G sharp, A. We come to A sharp, but we've got to call it B flat. And that's why I have to take you to the piano to show you why. But basically, C, E, G, B flat. Notice that the 7th, or the 4th note that we added, is 1 whole step or 2 half steps below our starting note, C. That's another way to figure it out. Take your starting note and go down 2 notes, from C to B, from B to B flat. That will give you the same thing, C, E, G, B flat. So for a major, skip 3, then skip 2. For a minor, skip 2, then skip 3. Or take your middle note from the major and move it down 1 half step. Then for a 7th, from the 3rd note, the top note that you figured out, just skip 2, and you're up to your 7th tone, and that's how you figure it out. So you can figure that, if you learn that formula, you can figure out any note, any one of these chord forms, a major, a minor, or a dominant 7th, just from the root note, and you don't have to memorize the whole thing, and you'll get faster and faster. Now, I promised you I was going to show you this on the piano. So real quick, I'm going to show it to you on the piano, and I'm going to try to explain the spelling thing, why that one note had to be B flat and not A sharp. All right? So I'm going to move my camera, and then I'm going to explain that to you. While I move my camera, I want to send a shout out to my patrons, without whom this program would not be possible. You guys are awesome. I really could not do this without you, and I appreciate what you do and what you give and how you participate so much. For those of you who are curious about becoming patrons, you can go over to www.patreon.com/HalWeeks. These patrons chip in anywhere from $1 a month to $100 a month, and they really light up my world. They help me do this whole thing. So thanks again, patrons. If you're interested in private lessons, you can go to halweeks.com and find out all about private lessons there. I also want to remind you of the index, which is also housed at halweeks.com. There's an index to all of my Stalking the Wild auto harp videos there, so you can go and find just about anything you're looking for and then link back to YouTube. Okay, back to the explanation. Okay, so I hope you can see this. I'm going to show you real quick what we did before we made a C7 chord. C, E, G, B flat. Now remember, I'm going to show you here. You remember I told you to make a major, you skip 3 first. So you start on C, and you skip 3. C sharp, D, D sharp, and then you've got that one. Notice I didn't include in my counting either the starting note or the ending note, just the ones I skipped. So I skipped C sharp, D, D sharp, ended on E. Now we're going to skip 2. We're going to skip F, we're going to skip F sharp, and we get to G. That's our C major chord. Like that. Then I said skip 2 to get the 7th. So we're going to skip this, G sharp, A, B flat. Now why isn't it A sharp there? Because the spelling of the chord would be wrong. Because when we are spelling chords, we have to include the notes that we are using. And so we include C. And remember that the alphabet, the musical alphabet, has 7 letters: A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's all there is. And so when we count, C, that's 1, D, that's 2, 3, E, 4 is F, 5 is G, 6 is A, 7 is B. And in this case, so it has to be 7 letters apart. To be a 7th, we're making a C7, and so it has to be 7 letters apart. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. But in this case, we need B flat because we skipped 2. So we end up on B flat, not A sharp. Otherwise, we'd have, it would be written, that would be some kind of 6th if we called this an A sharp, because from C to A is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So When we have a sharp or a flat, it is, if it's an A sharp, then it's 6 up from the bass note. When it's a flat, we've taken the note that's 7 up from the bass note and we've moved it down there, so it's 7 notes. So even if you don't get the spelling right, you get the buttons on the piano, you get the keys right, and you know what the notes are by following that simple rule. Let's make another one. Let's do a B flat chord. Okay, so to do a B flat major, we're going to skip 3. 1, 2, 3. That takes us to here. So we've got B flat and we've got D. Now skip 2. Skip that one, skip that one. Now we're here. B flat, D, F. So let's take this major chord and make it a dominant 7th. B flat, D, F, skip 2, remember. Skip that one, skip that one. Now we've got that. Is it a G sharp or is it an A flat? Well, because we used a B flat here, this is going to be a flat also. You don't use a flat and a sharp in the same chord. So there is a B flat 7 chord, dominant 7th. So there you go. That's the easy way to calculate any chord just by knowing the root note. Thanks for watching. I'm Hal Weeks. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.